webinar now. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to all participants joining us today for this insightful webinar. It is my absolute pleasure to extend my gratitude for your presence and enthusiasm in sharing this virtual space. This platform serves as a catalyst for collaboration, empowering us to bridge distances and connect across borders. And today, we have an audience from more than 25 countries in the European region. I'm Vishal Gupta, Senior Customer Consultant for the UK region, and I'm accompanied by my wonderful colleague, David Antrekar, Customer Consultant for France, Benelux, Iceland, and Denmark. We welcome all of you to this exciting webinar. Before we move on to our topic for today, we request you to kindly go through some of the housekeeping. I think the webinar is basically recorded, so all of you will be receiving the recording after the webinar. We'll also share the slides and other important links and documents, along with a link to download your certificate as well. Please do let us know after the workshop how you liked the event, if there is any feedback would like to give us, and do participate in the survey. It helps us in the long way. We also invite comments and questions that you can see a Q&A box on your screen. Please feel free to post your questions in the Q&A box, and me, David, and Dr. Narula will take those questions later in the session. So in this online demonstration today, in this workshop today, what are the learning outcomes that we expect? So after attending today's session, we expect that you should be able to understand the differences between fake, cloned, and predatory journals, have handy tips and tricks on how to identify them and avoid them, realize the consequences of publishing in search journals and conference proceedings, and finally, be more confident and aware on this important and critical topic. So as you know, we represent Elsevier, and at Elsevier, we want to cater to everything that an institute has to offer. We all know that an institute is looking at different directions to advance, and a lot of this goes into the capacity building activities, or expecting funds, or even complying to global issues like aligning with the UN SDGs, and then managing your e-resources and database in the same way. So we at Elsevier provide solutions for each of these topics and enable you to help you take informed decisions. We also have a lot of learning resources of our own. We have the free Elsevier Researcher Academy, which all of you can go to. It's a free platform. You can go here, log on, and take up these interesting webinars, the pre-recorded webinars that are there on several topics, ranging from all the different steps of the research workflow, which includes research planning, research execution, evaluation, and research promotion. You will also find topics around ethics, some of which will be covered in today's webinar as well. Let's move on to our topic for today. So, in a world where the academic community strives for knowledge and advancement, a dark shadow looms over the integrity. The rapid proliferation of fake, cloned, and predatory journals has cast doubt upon the very foundations of scholarly publishing. The pressures of promotion, the allure of incentives, and the ever-omnious publish or perish policy have driven authors in the past into the arms of these deceptive publications. But in the wake of the pandemic, this menace has reached alarming proportions. The post-pandemic era has witnessed a sharp rise in predatory and cloned journals, wheeling themselves with an air of legitimacy. Cloned journals, also known as hijacked journals, masquerade as authentic platforms utilizing the titles, ISSNs, and other credentials of reputed publications. Their deception goes beyond journals alone, infiltrating even the realm of conferences and perpetuating a web of falsity that comprises academic integrity. These predatory and fake journals operated with malicious intent, willfully defying their own claims. They lure authors and readers alike and promising services that they have no intention of providing, such as peer review or editorial scrutiny. They shun the traditional standards that ensure the quality and reliability of published articles, leaving academia vulnerable to misinformation and compromised research. In the face of this growing threat, it is imperative that we equip ourselves with the knowledge to identify and evade these treacherous journals and conferences. To this end, we present a webinar designed to shed light on the tactics employed by these fake, cloned, and predatory entities. In this webinar today, we will delve into the strategies and techniques that will enable you to navigate this treacherous landscape, safeguarding your work and preserve the integrity of academic pursuit. And to help us with this, we have a very honorable speaker, Dr. Sumit Narula from India. It is my honor to invite Professor Sumit Narula as our key speaker today. Dr. Narula has a PhD in electronic media and conflict resolution from Punjab University, India, and is currently working as Deputy Dean Research and Publications and Citations at Amity University, Madhya Pradesh, India. He is also the director of Amity School of Communication and the chairman of the recently established Center for Excellence of Detection of Fake News and Disinformation at AUMP. He's published 2 books in mass communication and journalism, edited 7 books, and has conducted more than 300 workshops on the topic, how to catch fake, clone, and predatory journals across the world. He has also developed a course with Taylor's University, Malaysia on this topic, and was awarded the Innovation Research Award by them. He has also recently made the app Amity Quality Journal Checker, which has a list of all the cloned and predatory journals and is now available on both iOS and Play Store. He's received 2 copyrights, and he's going to talk about them as well. And a very warm welcome to Dr. Narula. We thank you for accepting our invitation and being a speaker for our European audience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vishal, sir. Thank you, David, for giving me this opportunity. I'm quite excited, and it's a big moment for me to be with the audience of European, Eastern European, Western European on this topic, which is very, very close to me. And we all are getting affected by this bad research, you say predatory and clone research, but somebody has to take the charge and to try to stop it. And I'm also very thankful to Elsevier that they are taking initiative. They're giving us platform to tell people that how these fraud journals can be caught, and how we have developed that technology and how we can share that technology with each other. So welcome all the participants. I will be showing you 7 to 9 slides, and then I will be going live. And after that, I will be asking you for the questions. And if you have any journal, we can catch it live, and we can see that whether it's a cloned journal or a predatory journal or a genuine journal. We have all the techniques, we have all the accesses, we have the Scopus access, we have the ABDC access, we have the Clarivate access. So all the accesses are here with me to show you the things that we are doing here from the Indian context. So the first is, what is a cloned journal? Let's define. You can have your own definition also. This is a definition that we have taken from various other agencies. So that is, the cloned journal web pages are a counterfeit mirror of an authentic journal that exploit the title and ISN of legitimate journals. In contrast to predatory journals, cloned journals are more likely to accept papers from authors since they have developed as a mirror image of the reputable journal, including their domain names. Everything, whatever I'm saying, will be substantiated with the live examples. So I will be showing you live examples also. Some of these counterfeit journals actively chase authors through a modified email message that announces a fake call for paper in the current issue of the journal. You think that you're publishing in an original journal, but at the end of the day, it's a fake call for a paper in a fake journal. Authors may be duped by these solicitations into paying an open access publication fees. You think that you're paying into an open access journal, but at the end of the day, it's a fraud journal. They misuse the concept of open access. Open access is a beautiful concept, and some journals will ask you for the APC. I will tell you that where to pay the APC, when to pay the APC. We need to check back on some of the journals that why do they need APC? But yes, the concept of APC is there, but it has been misused by these cloned journals. So you trust them, you send them your work also, you send them the money also, but at the end of the day, it is in a cloned journal. So what is a predatory journal? So predatory publishing is called write-only publishing or deceptive publishing. It is the deception in research. It is an exploitative publishing business model that involves charging publication fees to authors without checking articles for quality, legitimacy, and without providing the other editorial and publishing services. They will publish your paper in 24 to 48 hours. They will not check anything. Some of the journals, I will give you the data also. Some of the journals, they just publish the paper in 2 days. They might be in Scopus, they might be in Clarivate, they might be in ABDC, and they might be in ABS also. So the agencies does not know, but the journal know that they are doing the fraud. They are regarded as predatory because scholars are tricked into publishing with them, although some authors may be aware that the journal is of the poor quality. Now the onus comes to the university as well as to the supervisor, that why a supervisor and a university is allowing everyone to publish in a fraud journal. Once a journal is being told that it's a fraud journal, we should not publish in that journal. Or if it is a predatory journal, even then we should not publish in that journal. I will show you some of the red flags, around 7 to 10 red flags of a cloned journal as well as of a predatory journal. New scholars from developing countries such as Asia and other related countries, and now Europe also, are under the risk of being misled by predatory publishers. According to studies, 60% of articles published in predatory journals receive no citations over the 5-year period following publication. So if you're not getting any citation and you think that you are in a good journal, you need to recheck that. Because if you're not getting the citations, so that means the journal is not doing good. And read and understand that why a journal is not doing good. It is the matrices also that the Scopus show, the Clarivate show, and there are many other things also that what are they publishing? You need to see that what are they publishing? They are publishing some of the useless papers in their journal. That is why the reputation of the journal is going down. And because of that, if you're not getting the citations, you will also be counted into a wrong journal. So it is very, very important for you to do the analytical test of the journal, which we will be showing you that how to do it. Now let's go and discuss the impact factor. Everywhere there's a discussion on impact factors. In India also, it is everywhere. So we need to understand that Scopus gives you the site score. And the advantage of site score is that it is a monthly event. Now JCR, which is being done by Clarivate, Web of Science, that gives you the impact factor, which is an annual event. So if you want to go for a monthly recognition of your work or the matrices which are monthly, that is site score. But if you want to go for an annual kind of thing, that is impact factor. So it is very, very important for us to understand that impact factor word can be used by the journals which are in Web of Science, and site score word is used by the journals which are in Scopus. So I will show you a live example of the fraud happening into this. So in this link, you will see a list of the matrices which are bad, which you don't have to use. And as and when you see those bad matrices on any of the journal, please stop using that journal. So let me go to that impact factor. Misleading impact factor by these companies. There are 36 companies which gives you misleading impact factor. Although there is a list of publisher also, this list is not updated most of the time, but the list of the publisher was there, which has been updated. So let's go to the update. We click on others. Here it is, misleading matrices. This is the list. These are some of the companies which gives you wrong or fraud impact factor. These companies does not have the technology. These companies does not have the acumen also and the manpower to give you any kind of impact factor, but they're giving you impact factor if you give them the money. How do I know? Because I am the editor-in-chief of a journal of content, community, and communication, and they usually say us that give us this much of money, we will give you X number of impact factor. So what are these reasons? There are reasons also. At the moment, there are 40 plus companies. As in when you see this company, like I'll give you a random example, like GIF, Global Impact Factor, Index Scientific Journals, Index Copernicus, DRJI. The original is DOAJ, that is something as DRJI, Cosmos Impact Factor, then this American Standards for Journal, Advanced Science Index, and there are many, you can say root indexing, Science Impact Factor, Systematic Impact Factor. These are the agencies. So if you see what is the reason, this is the reason. The website for the metric is non-transparent and provides little information about itself, such as location and management team. You will not find the address of these agencies. You do not know from where these agencies are working. The company charges journals for inclusion in the list. If you go to Scopus, they won't charge you a single penny. If your journal is indexed and you get the site score, you will not charge a penny. You go to Clarivate, they will also they will not charge you a penny. You go to AVDC also, they will not charge you a penny. In ABS also, but they will ask you for money, because the whole motto of these fraud companies is to earn money out of the journals, and subsequently the journals earn money out of you. The values for these journals will always increase because it will always be on the rise. The fourth very, very important point, those who believes on Google matrices, this is a check back for us. The company uses Google Scholar as its databases for calculating matrices. Google Scholar does not screen for quality and indexes predatory journals. I will show you live examples also, that Google Scholar has no algorithm to check the databases for matrices. So whatsoever journal is online, if it is OGS, it is Google Scholar Index. So Google Scholar indexing is not the, you can say that it's not that point that everybody will go after it. You need to go for the Scopus or for the Clarivate or for the AVDC or ABS indexing. In India, we follow UGC here. The metric uses the term impact factor, which is not okay, because the impact factor is a term being used by the Web of Science index journals only. It is their copyright. These agencies cannot use the word impact factor, but they use it. The methodology is contrived, unscientific. And the last very important point is that the company exists solely for the purpose of earning money from the questionable journals, which use the gold open access model. The company charges the journals and assigns them a random value. Then the journal uses the number to help increase article submissions and therefore revenue. Alternatively, the company exists as a front for an existing publisher and assigns value to the publisher's account. So a fraud journal will have a fraud agency with them, and that fraud agency will give them a fraud impact factor number. They will put that impact factor number on the website, which can be 10, 11, and 15. And this will lure you and entice you to go to that website and publish with them. After publishing with them, when you send your paper to the university that is published in a 10 impact factor journal, they check it. And when they check it, they will see that it is from a fraud agency. The impact factor agency is fraud, the impact factor is fraud, and subsequently the journal is also fraud. So who will lose? You will lose your research, you will lose your paper, you will lose your integrity. So it is very, very important to understand the word impact factor. Site score has to be given genuinely by two companies. The site score is by the Scopus and the impact factor is by the Clarivate. So site score has been, you can see site factor is being written here. The original one is site score, but somebody has started the company named Site Factor to give a nearby name to site score also. So this is the impact factor for you to understand. Now coming back to the other points, these are some of the important links I will share with you subsequently also, where you can see that millions of dollars have been siphoned off from Asian countries and specifically from India through these hijacked and cloned. You know, this study was done by Jack Group in London in October 2021, where he has given us a data of that millions of dollars have been siphoned off from research, because people publish with them. They give them some of the money. You can see this fees also. I will share the link with the organizers and you will read this full story. It is an excellent write-up which was being done by Jack Group on this same pretext. Then we have published a story in Business Standard that how India is being affected, because India is also a big market. So India was also very much affected. That policy, this menace of predatory cloned journals more rampant in post-pandemic world, where you can see the highest number of victims from South Asian countries, particularly India, was one of them. This is our journal, Journal of Content, Community and Communication. Is a Scopus Index journal since 2015. World rankings. This is the latest SGR ranking of April 2023. You can see that we stand at number 3. And this is the email helpline that we have started for the people. That is cdfnd@gwa.amity.edu. This is the helpline that we have started for all the people around the world. You can write to us about any journal and we will get back to you with full information about that journal. Now coming back to the here it is. This is the latest ranking You can see our journal is at number 1 in India, and in Asia, we are at number 5. The helpline. Now, this is a copyright. We have got this unique copyright of 7 novel ways to identify the fake clone impact factor also. And we have got the 8 novel ways to catch a clone journal also. I will show you now the live examples of clone journals. We've also developed this app, Amity Quality Journal Checker app, where we have the list of these fraud journals, and it is a real-time list, and it's keep on updating. At the moment in the world, there are 200 plus fraud journals in the market. So you can download this app for free, and this app will be giving you the information about the fraud journals only. If you write about a journal and the name is not there, so that means it is a genuine journal, because we don't have the full list of all the journals in the world. We are just keeping the list of the fraud journals in the world. So our list is limited of up to 200 journals. If the name is there, that means it's a fraud journal. These are my details. You can contact me through the WhatsApp also, through the email IDs also, and through my official email IDs also. You can take the picture for, I just pause for 5 seconds here so that you can take the picture of the details. Right. Now I will go live and will show you some of the live examples of these fraud journals. The first one is Ot. So Ot is looking like a unique name. This is a unique name, but this journal exists. So if this journal exists, where is the original website? So if you look at this website, there are many red flags on this website. So I will show you the red flags one by one. First, this journal says that it is running with a Gmail ID. As and when a journal runs with a Gmail ID, even if it is a predatory or a clone journal, be very, very careful. It is not the best practice to run a journal with Gmail ID. It should be an organizational email ID, or it should be an official email ID. So this is first red flag. Then if a journal is writing multidisciplinary, it is also a red flag. You must go for interdisciplinary journal. You should not go for multidisciplinary journal. Multidisciplinary journals are not good to the research part. Then third red flag, when you go to the website, it is a kind of shabby website, not looking like an original website. Fourth, when you click on the contact details, you will find nothing. You don't know who these people are. You do not know who is sitting there. So some kind of impression, negative impression comes that when you do not know whom to contact. Red flag number 5, you click on the editorial board, you will see only the names, which can be cut, copied, and pasted from anywhere. I assure myself, and I know that these people does not know that their name has been used here. I'm 100% sure that they also doesn't know that their names have been misused here. Only names cut, copied, and pasted. Anybody's can be used. Then you can see the grammatical errors. The spelling of archives are wrong. In a big website, they even doesn't know the spelling of archives. Red flag number 6. Red flag number 7. You go to call for paper. When you go to call for paper, you will see all the areas covered by a journal, which is very, very difficult. Science, engineering, and technology, arts, social sciences, physical sciences, agriculture, biological, management, biomedical, dental, urban planning, architectural. So just look at it. How can a journal can compare all the areas together? Then conference collaboration will be written by them. We have to spoke about the conference. So they usually go for fraud conferences also. And they will tell you to join them in the fraud conferences, because we have to discuss conferences also. So these are the journals which go for the conferences also. So 7 to 8 red flags. And then when you come again on home, this kind of flashy website, 3000 INR, 100 USD, blind peer review, 12 issues, anything they write. And some of the logos they also put. And they take money through PayPal, wire transfer, or Western Union. That is also. They will also give you an e-certificate. Who requires an e-certificate nowadays? Nobody requires an e-certificate, but they will give you the e-certificate also, because it is there into the website. So now where is the original journal and how to reach the original journal? We will take the help of Scopus. We will type Ot here. You can see Scopus has self-populated Ot. We click again on Ot. So that means it is a Scopus index journal. That is why a fraud journal has been made, which is a clone journal. So I click on Find Sources. I have the access of Scopus at the moment from my university. I'm in my office. So I will have to log in. I will log in. I think it has signed out because 30 minutes of inactivity. So what I once again will enter. sign in. Now I'll type auth. Once again, I have to type auth with space. Self-populated by Scopus. That means it's a Scopus index journal. We click here on author. You can just see the subject. That is philosophy. It is not multidisciplinary. On that fraud website, it was written multidisciplinary. More detail has come out. It is the Italian journal publishing in Italian language in the area philosophy and cultural studies. You can see source homepage here. And as and when you see source homepage here, click here on source homepage. It will take you to the original journal, which is in Italy, publishing in Italian language. So this is the original journal. Author. What we saw was this, the fraud one. So at the moment, there are 150 plus fraud journals in the market asking you to submit the paper and earning money out of your research. So this is the first example. I will show you 10 examples. Then I will provide you the list. You can take that list from the app also. Second journal, Adalia. 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 So you see the Adalia, they are showing us again the same thing. This time they have used the word impact factor 5.3. So we need to see who has given them this impact factor. There must be an agency, which is Web of Science. So impact factor means this journal is in Web of Science. So they have used the screenshot of Web of Science, that it is a Web of Science index journal. Yes, it is in Web of Science index journal, but this is not the original website. That is the main point. It is not the original website. Again, the website is using some Gmail ID. Again, the website is using all the subjects, multidisciplinary, which is not possible. Again, you go to the contact detail, you find nothing, no information, only this email ID you do not know. You go to the editorial board, only the names cut, copied, and pasted. Again, we do not have their official information, and these people doesn't know that their names have been misused here. You go to again call for papers, all the areas which is impossible for anyone to do the peer review work. You go to the archives, and if you look at some of the papers, you randomly click on any link and you will see some of the useless papers from all over the Indian subcontinent, because this is more rampant in India than any other Southeast Asian country. So any paper is there and nothing is being checked. The DUI will never work. And there are many other negative points on the website. The website is looking flashy, but at the end of the day, it's a fraud website. So now where is the original one? They have used the word impact factor and they have given us a screenshot of impact factor. We will go to the Web of Science and here we will type Adalia, search journal. I am logging into the Web of Science MJL. You can see the exact match has been found. This is a screenshot that they have used. We click here on view profile page. More information about that journal will come out. And you can see the primary language of the journal is Turkish. Issues per year is 1. It is an annual journal. And here it is. You click on visit site. It will take you to this site. And it is an archaeology journal publishing in the area of archaeology in the language Turkey from Turkey. This is the original website. And what we saw was this, which is a fraud website of the original one. And people from all over the Southeast Asian countries are publishing with them. Now the third example. Xi'an Journal of Architecture and Technology. So why these journals are on the top? Because they use the SEOs, search engine optimizations has been put on them, and the original journal will be there, but we will not be able to find it because this journal is looking like an original journal and will always come on the top. Now, again, if you go to this journal, you can see they have used the Scopus screenshot that it is in Scopus. Yes, this journal is in Scopus, no doubt, but this is not the original website. Again, you will see that they're using the Gmail one here. The word multidisciplinary is being used. Their modus operandi is the same. You go to contact, no details will be provided to you. You go to the editorial board, again, no information will be provided to you, only the names cut, copied, and pasted. Then you go to the call for paper. Again, all the areas have been covered by them, which is next to impossible to do the multidisciplinary kind of peer review. You go to the current issue, you will see papers from all over the areas randomly published by them without even checking anything. You go to homepage, nothing will be provided to you except the disinformation or the misinformation. So now where is the original journal? We will copy the name from here. We will go to the Scopus databases. We'll go to sources. They will always provide you the right link. So we'll go there because they take the data from the original journal. Yes, it is an index journal. We click here. you will see that the information is again that it is an architecture journal. You click here for more information. When you click here for more information, you will see the publisher is Science Press, which is in China. And if you click here on source homepage, I'm putting it here, my cursor, I click on source homepage, it will take you to the original website, which is in China, publishing in Chinese language. This is the original journal. So there are many examples. I'll go to more examples. And all are the fraud websites are live at the moment. Still taking papers, still giving this wrong impact factor, still misusing the beautiful concept of open access, and still there is no remedy, only the awareness campaigns that we can do together. So the next one is Aguim. Aguim is again a Belgium journal in Belgium language from Belgium, but somebody has made this cloned website. The modus operandi is the same, working with a Gmail ID, giving you a fraud impact factor, the contact details, you won't find anything. You go to the, again, archives, the spellings are wrong, silly grammatical mistakes. You go to call for papers, all the areas, it's like that. You go to home, and when you go down, you will see these 6 points, which are also reckless. I am bolding it for you. Just look at them. There is no submission last date. You can submit in the evening, in the morning, in the afternoon. Acceptance will be in 24 hours. Publication period will be in 24 hours after receiving the money. Frequency will be 12 issues. Areas will be multidisciplinary, and the Gmail ID will be used. All the same. They all are the same. The next one is Novy Mir. It is a Russian journal originally, publishing in Russian language from Russia. But somebody has made this clone website. Again, you can see the modus operandi, Gmail is being used. The screenshot of Scopus, that it is a Scopus index journal. Yes, it is a Scopus index journal, but originally it is a Scopus index journal, but it is a cloned website. And you can see the details, the diagrams that they have made, the impact factor from the fraud agencies that they have given. And then you can see they put the screenshots of site factor. I've just shown you, which is not an authentic impact factor, Google Scholar and other related things. You go to contact, no information will be provided to you. You go to the editorial board, the names got copied and pasted. You do not know whose name you can see on the list. And these people doesn't know that their names have been misused. And again, the spellings of archives are wrong here. Now, you might ask that why Google Scholar is being attached to that. So if you go to Google Scholar, this is how we go to Google Scholar, Google Scholar.google.co.in. And here I will put the name of a cloned journal. Like if I put a name of a cloned journal, it will show you some of the papers. At the moment, there is one paper, Sum of Powers of Natural Number, which has been cited by 10 people. So at the end of the day, by mistake, you're also giving them citations. So that means the infection of cloned journal is also entering into your bloodstream. So in your own genuine original research, you are by mistake giving some of the citations to these fraud journals. So just look at this example, and let's go to that paper also. So this has been cited by 10. I'll go there. This is R. Sivaram, right? This is his profile. Let's not check the profile. So let's go to this paper. Ought. So this was in the journal. So if at the moment it's not there, but at least it has got 10 citations. Here it is. So let's go back there. You can see cited by 10. And from here, we can see these are the 10 people, those who have cited a cloned journal paper in their original research. So this is very, very important for you to understand that Google Scholar is doing this error of providing you the wrong papers sometimes, because the algorithm does not tell them that this journal is cloned, this journal is predatory. Whatever is online is Google Scholar indexed. Vishal sir, are we having any journals, any questions at the moment?
Not at the moment, sir, but on this topic, we would like to understand what happens if somebody cites a cloned, fake, or predatory journals. What are the consequences that we can foresee?
The consequences that your paper will be desk rejected, because we as an editor-in-chief first check the references also, that from where you are taking your references. And most of the times your paper is good, but it is desk rejected. So the first is the grammatical errors, that silly errors that we do. And the second one is the references are not up to the mark and the references are outdated or cloned or from the predatory journals. So if your references are being checked again and again, so it is very, very important for you to use the genuine references only. And it is very, very important to use the DOI number also. If the DOI number is authentic, sometimes the research papers are also authentic. Most of the time, the fraud journals, their DOI number will never work. So how do you check the DOI? You go to doi.org. Here you put the DOI number of a genuine or a journal, any journal, it will give you the information about that journal. If the DOI number is not working, 110% there are chances that it is a cloned or a predatory journal. So it is very, very important to have the DOI number of any journal. Like if I type on this is the predatory journal's DOI number. I click here, it will never show you the number. Here it is an error. So now if I put a genuine DOI of our journal, Journal of Content, Community and Communication, I'll put the DOI of that journal, which is here. Submit. It will take you to the paper, which is online, open access, and presentable, like that. So it is very, very important for everyone to have check the DOI number of all the papers that they're getting. It is very, very important for them to have the DOI number. So these are some of the basic points in cloned journal that once you do the wrong referencing also, and the DOI number is not working, the chances of desk rejection increases. Anything else, Vishal sir?
Not at the moment. Please go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, there is one which is saying that the Bell's list is no longer being updated. That's their understanding.
Yeah, Bell's list is not updated, but at the end of the day, it has given us significant information about that, how to catch these fraud journals. So we have our own methodology. So through our own methodology, we catch these fraud journals.
Yeah, that's it.
But it is a kind of, you can say, benchmark or the yardstick in the area of catching predatory journals. It's not updated, but it has given a lot of significance and a lot of information about some of the journals. So people still go to those lists. I also go to sometimes those lists to see that whether that journal is there or not, and then we use our own mechanism. Right. So let me show you more cloned journals. There was one, Azania. Now Azania's website has gone. So the original one is this, Taylor and Francis, the original one. Earlier, there was a cloned journal also on the name of Azania, which is now being stopped. Then we have Zidian Journal, University Journal, which is also, I think you can catch them, everyone, that it is a cloned journal. Let the website open. That it is a cloned journal. You can see them on their own. Scopus screenshot has been used. An original journal will never use the Scopus screenshot, nor even the Web of Science. Original journal does not want that. Why they will use this screenshot? They will never use this screenshot. And impact factor written like that is not genuine enough. And then again, this multidisciplinary subject area giving us a useless link. And just look at this, acceptance status is 48 hours. Be very, very careful from these kind of acceptance. You just cannot have the acceptance in 48 hours. 110% it's a predatory or a cloned journal. Even in the conferences also. If a conference whom you do not know, the people you do not know, invites you for a keynote speaking, please be very, very careful. If you do not belong to that subject, they invite you to speak on that area, be very, very careful. And if they publish everything or your acceptance, everything in 48 or in 24 hours, again, there is a doubt on that. Submission last date, you can see throughout there, it's not like that every time there should be a deadline for the submission. Otherwise, the work will never stop for that. And then the frequency 12 issues. Yes, some good journals are also having 12 issues, but these clone journals are just there to make money. So be very, very careful from that. Now, again, where is the journal of Zidian? We copy this name. They have used the Scopus screenshot. We go to Scopus, click on sources. Here it is. Again, I think it's an architecture journal. It is an electronic and electric journal. We clicked here. It is not multidisciplinary. Science Press is a Chinese press. It's a Chinese journal. Source homepage. We will click here. And it will take us to the original journal, which is in China, publishing in Chinese language. So be very, very careful that these kind of journals are having the cloned website where the languages are different, because we do not understand Chinese, we do not understand Russian, we do not understand the French and the other languages. That is why the clone journals are being made on that. So now let me take you to the list also. We in India has created a list under the consortium where we have a list of these fraud journals that are on our website also, that is on our app also. So I will just provide you that list. Here it is. You can see Adalia, Agoim, Ot, Azania, Bulletin Monumental. There is a lot of inquiry on Bulletin Monumental. On the right hand side are the fraud one. So if you click here on Bulletin Monumental, if you say this is the clone journal. Again, the screenshot of Web of Science, that it is a Web of Science journal. Yes, it is a Web of Science journal from France, but this is not the original website. Again, you go to contact, no details will be provided. Archives, editorial board, the names cut, copied and pasted. M. Fairest, who is M. Fairest? We do not know, nobody knows. Even that person even doesn't know that the name is misused here. And something from this Rajdeep Singh Rawat, any name can be misused here. Then you go to again, compliance engineering, thus Jaichin journal is the cloned one, design engineering here is the cloned one. And then this is a long list of around 55 foreign journals in different languages, which are having the cloned or the hijacked website. You can check these. Lino is also there. Novi Mir Russian, I've just shown you. Scientific computing, Seabold reporting. Seabold, there's a lot of inquiry on Seabold. A lot of people write to me about the Seabold. So I keep on answering them that this is a clone journal, this is a clone journal. So if that link works, it will just come in front of us. Seabold, this one is the cloned one. This is the, now it is, I think, sold. So this was the cloned website. On the other side was the original website. And then you can see the Journal of Resource Management Technology, the Strat, Weimar. Weimar was also caught. And you can see the website of this, looking like an original website, misusing the name of Scopus or Web of Science. They both are big agencies. Web of Science and elsewhere are big agencies. And everybody wants to earn money out of their name, out of their goodwill. So they misuse. They go to the website, they see which are the journals of different languages, and they download the list, and off the list, they make the fraud journals, and which is a very, very rampant practice in Southeast Asian and the European nations at the moment, that you are getting caught easily. And easy publishing, 24-hour acceptance, 48 hours publishing is the target for them. Young researchers, young faculties, they are targeting. And in most of the agencies, not this much of awareness and this much of checking is there. So that is why they're still working. And now if you ask that why we are not unable to, if we know the websites, why we are not unable to stop them, because the IP address is kept on shifting. We do not know their IP address. Some journals are running from the Singaporean IP address, some journals are running from the Malaysian IP address, some journals are running from the different countries' IP addresses simultaneously. So it is very difficult to close them. The only thing we can do is to spread the awareness all around the areas where we can do. So I end the topic of cloned journals here. So anybody, any question related to any journal, I would like to verify them. Or if we can have the questions after that, I can shift to the predatory journals. Vishal, sir.
David, do we have any questions?
Yeah, we have a number of questions. One question relates to the Ulrich's Web. Does Ulrich's Web screen out these predatory journals?
Ulrich website, yeah, they do it, but they're not that great in that. They're not that great in that. There are many agencies, those who are doing these work, but the only concern with us is that we need to aware ourselves also. We usually should not depend on any of the agency. We should depend upon our own information and knowledge model, where I have shown you 10 red flags. So if there are these red flags, even if the journal is in the databases, it is a predatory journal. So I will show you some of the examples of the live predatory journals. They are in the databases, but still they are predatory. So the red flags are important.
Okay. Another question we have is, would you say that journals being published in national languages, not English, may be more prone to be cloned?
Yes, yes, absolutely. The journals which are in Russian, Spanish, Mandarin, Chinese, and other unrelated languages to English are more prone to being cloned.
Okay. I think we have a third question we can answer now. Is that, do you publish a list of journals which you have detected as fake journals, cloned or predatory journals? If not, why?
We have published a list. It's on our website. The list has all the cloned and fake journals. Predatory journals are different than cloned journals. So predatory journals we haven't added. So we will be adding the predatory journals also very soon. So we have that list. We will share that list to you, to all the participants also through the organizers.
Thanks, Doctor.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Right. So now let me take you to the examples, live examples of predatory journals. So the first one is, I have the list here with me. Some of are from the different boards like. The first one is European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine. You can see the website is good. The papers are here. Right. So why it is a predatory journal, I will give you the information also. So if you click on the contact us details of this journal, you will see again a Gmail ID. Now this is not a cloned website. This is the original website, and this is the only website of this journal. So in predatory journals, the websites are original. There is no cloning happening of the website, but the information they provide is misleading. So the chief editor does not have the original email ID. It is like this. A company which is working in UK cannot have the organizational email ID, and I'm not sure about this address also, but it might be there. The first red flag for me is this Gmail ID. Second, when you go to the journal info, and if you look at the editorial board, you go to journal info, look at the editorial board, just look at this kind of editorial board without any picture. CC Yin, no picture. Dr. MD Hussain, no picture of UK. Dr. AP Singh from India, no picture. Sudan, Bangladesh, how can there be a possibility that everybody is on a Gmail ID and 1, 2, 3? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So you can see Dr. F. also from Portugal, Sivapuram. So only this is very, very dubious, very, very dubious. And in the same category, we have one more journal, Contemporary Issues in Business and Government. It was a ABDC category journal. It has recently been removed from the ABDC after giving us we gave them a lot of data, the ABDC team. So we go there, and here it is. They say that ranked here. They say that it is ranked here, but at the end of the day, it is not in the ABDC also. It is not in the ABDC. I will show you the data. So if you go to the contact us of this journal, which is in green color, again, the Gmail ID is here. Right? And again, if you go to journal info, you go to the editorial board, the names, Dr. AP Singh is again here. Dr. F. Korodasu is again here. Dr. W. Sivapuram is again here with the same email ID. Here time it is CIBJ, and here it was EJ MCM1. So now what is the relevance of these journals? That both are predatory one and both have been removed from the databases. So if we go to European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine, and if we check the digital footprint, the history of this journal, we click on sources. It was a Scopus index journal. It has been removed because of the misleading activities like European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine. You can see no score is available. It has been removed. We will go to this journal. Coverage discontinued, right? And look at the area. It is very, very important to understand the areas also. The area of this journal is immunology and microbiology. And if you go to the content coverage, all the papers have been removed, only 10 papers are left. So most of the time when a fraud is being detected, most of the time the backdated papers are also be removed, because if there is a lot of plagiarism involved, lot of data manipulation involved, Elsevier removes all the backdated papers also. So now if I go to this journal, the area in this journal was immunology and biotechnology. But if I type Bombay Stock Exchange and search for the papers, just look at some of the titles that they are published. A journal, the area of the journal is immunology and biotechnology. Just look at some of the titles. You just cannot publish. These titles are not at all related. I'll go to another journal, this journal. Now in this journal, I will randomly type Apple and go for search. And you can see papers on Apple. Right? So these are the predatory journals which were in the databases, ABDC also, in Elsevier also. But as and when they are caught, they've been thrown out. The next red flag on these kind of papers are, if you copy this DOI from here, which I have just copied, and put it at doi.org, it will never work. And put it here, submit, there will always be an error. Why? Because they will give you fraud DOI. It is their papers and their journal is not machine readable. They are just publishing for the on the pretext of publishing useless papers. I'll show you more example. The predatory ones. Journal of Critical Reviews, JCR. Again, a shiny red blue color kind of journal. Website is original. The red flags, you go to contact, no information is provided, running with a Gmail ID, running from Malaysia. You go to the editorial board, people from the countries where they have the maximum targets, from where they can earn the maximum money are being created. Somebody from Pakistan, the spellings are, grammatical errors are there. South Africa, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Indonesia, Poland, India, and Malaysia. From the maximum people, the targets will be there. And when you go to the papers, if you look at some of the paper, you go to current issue, the current issue is not there, online first is not there. You go to archive. In the archive, there are papers. You go to volume 10, issue 1. Look at the title: copper, potassium, iron, magnesium, selenium, zinc, anything. And then something comes into Afghanistan. And then something comes here. Again, if you copy their DOI from here, these DOIs will also not work. So DOI is very, very important for us to understand that why the DOIs don't work, because they are frauds. So click here, DOI, submit. It will never work. So it is very, very important for you to have the working DOI of a paper whom you are giving citations in your journal in text as well as in references. Now, some of the examples of the discontinued list journal. Scopus every time generates a discontinued list. You go to sources here. Download Scopus sources list. Download the Scopus sources list. Click here. The March list will be downloaded here. It is there. It will be downloaded. March 2023 list. Every month, the updated list will come to you where there is a list of discontinued journal. Now it is downloaded. It is free for everyone. You can download it for free through clicking on this link. It is an Excel. The Excel is opening, and I will show you the latest discontinued journals from the Scopus databases. Their color will be red. There are 18 which have been discontinued this time. So meanwhile, the list is opening. I will take you to that link from here, the notes category. Here it is. List of Scopus discontinued journals, March 2023. Clinical schizophrenia and related psychosis, ECS transaction. ECS transaction was a big catch. So let me show you an example of ECS transaction. So we'll go to ECS transactions. It is of general engineering. We click here for more information. Here it is.
Coverage year was up till 2022. Now, what is the reason? The reason is not written here, but we will give you the reason. You click here on Scopus content coverage. When you click on Scopus content coverage, just look at the outlier behavior. In the year 2020, 548, 2021, 524, and then surge. There was a surge to 2089. So this surge picked the radar, the software of the Scopus databases, and after checking it and giving them due time, it has been discontinued now. So if you go to the discontinued list here in the Excel sheet, click here, discontinued list March 2023. This journal is being given here in the red. After clinical schizophrenia and related psychosis, ECS transactions. What is the reason? Publication concern. Publication concerns mean you are publishing the papers, and Institute of Physics is a reputed one. When you are publishing the paper without checking the peer review and high number of papers. There are many on this list. Indian Journal of Computer Science and Engineering from Engineering Journal Publications, International Journal Emerging Technology and Advanced Engineering. There are many this time in the red. Journal of Environmental and Public Health, Hindawi Publishing Corporation. There is a lot of stories on Hindawi, you can see. Journal of Survey and Fishery Sciences. This is the full list. The red one are the latest removed one, and there will be many more in the upcoming list April also, because the latest SGR and the rankings are out. So you can see the general population therapeutics and positive psychology and well-being is also there in that list. Now let me show you some of the links which has other informations for you. So the first is this article. These kind of journals are also not very much appreciated. So we need to be very, very careful from this thing that if you look at this title, Investigation of Sharpness of Knife by Onion Cutting, you need to understand that who has published this article, from where it has come. And this might be example of paper mill, where this language has been translated. It must have published in a different language. It has been translated into English, and it has not been checked by Materials Today Proceedings, which is a kind of conference proceeding journals where you publish only the conference paper. And in the conference paper, there is no much of the checking. They go to the databases, but there are not much of the checking, and you don't get the benefits also because it comes under the conference proceeding categories. It does not come under the research publication category. So you need to carefully check that what kind of papers are being published in a conference proceedings. Also, it can be with any of the databases. They can be with any of the databases. The second one is of the same thing that we have just discussed, the Elsewhere's retracting because of this shoddy peer review. 500 papers have to be retracted, and there will be 1500 or more off-topic papers where the abstracts and the databases are not matching with each other. And this has come into this conference, International Conference on Emerging Trends in Material Sciences in 2021, where these were the editor-in-chiefs and all. I will show you more links related to this. Hindawi confirmed to retraction was that the following 19 journals were delisted from the Web of Science. The latest Web of Science delisting is these 19 journals. So you need to check on these journals also of Hindawi, that you need to be very, very careful. And there were 2-3 more mistakes by bigger publishers. Like I will show you the Sage problem. Sage has also retracted 122 papers. Here it is. Why it has happened? A Sage journal has retracted 122 papers. Why? There were clear indicators that the submission and the peer review process for these papers was manipulated. Why? The name of the journal was International Journal of Electrical Engineering. International Journal of Electrical Engineering is publishing these kind of papers. Retract research on the evolution of urban design from the perspective of public health under the background of the COVID-19, not related to the journal at all. The rationality of physical fitness evaluation index for cardiorespiratory fitness in medical system, not at all, you can say in sync with the journal title. Role of foreign direct investment as a strategic move towards growth, economic integration and development. They're not related. And that is why they have to retract. So they say that this journal is edited by the guest editor, but at the end of the day, everybody has lost their research and paper. And there are more papers which are under the expression of concern, and they have fired the editor of the journal in the statement. This is the real story. It has happened with Springer also. Springer Nature Geosciences journal was filled with gibberish, and it has also been happening with them that the name of the journal is Arabian Journal of Geosciences has published only the gibberish thing. And if you look at the title is Neural Network Based Urban Rainfall Trend Estimation and Adolescent Anxiety Management. The characteristics of rainfall in coastal areas and the intelligent book published system to orient of things. These are the titles. Just look at the title. If you look at complete list of papers, you will be astonished to see what Springer Nature was publishing. And nobody checked it, and it went through all the peer reviews everywhere. These are the examples of the real predatory journals which are there in the market. Now they are discontinued or have been discontinued. This Arabian journal has been discontinued by both the databases as well as the Clarivate one. Then if you again go to the list, you go to the list of the journals, and if you look at their traits, the traits are almost similar. So I will show you one publisher which was from India, and it had published around 24,000 research papers in 3 journals in 1 year. So if you go to sources here, we click on publisher, Blue Eye Intelligence Engineering Science Publications. They had 3 journals. All are thrown out now. If I look on this journal, this journal has published 8,500 research papers in 1 year. It has been discontinued. You go to the content coverage, 8,300, 8,340 documents in one journal. It had 3. Then we have the another publisher, IAEME. IAEME. It had 5 research journals. All have been thrown out because of the predatory publishing activities. There are many journals which Scopus keep on throwing out, but you need to catch them on your own before Scopus gives his work, because sometimes they take a lot of time, around 4 months, 5 months. So till that time, the damage is being done. So it is very, very important for you to see the 5 red flags in a predatory journal. The first red flag is that they will never give you the details in the contact tab. You do not know who these people are. Second, they will always provide you fake information on the editorial board. Third, they will always ask for the money. APC taking is not bad, but only money is always bad. Then the fourth one is there will be easy publishing. In 48 hours, they will give you the papers, and there is no revision at all, and there is no back check. In the fifth, there is an outlier behavior. The outlier behavior is large number of papers, unrelated papers, which will be there. The journal will be of electrical engineering, the paper will be of different stream. The journal will be of medical, the paper will be of business strategy. So there will be no relation between the theme of the paper and the value of the journal. So these are some of the major red flags in predatory journals, which can be anywhere in all the databases, in Scopus, in Clarivate, in ABDC and another. If you go to the ABDC, which is also a prominent database in management courses in everywhere. So here also you can see, if you download this review list, in the review list, they have written that why some of the journals are being reviewed because of the predatory content in them. So it is very, very important for you to understand that cloned as well as predatory both are having major problems at the moment for Indian academics and for the others. And there are many other examples, like Specialist Udimas is one journal. And then I have the list of Multimedia Tools and Application Journal. MDPI Sustainability is also having the doubts. I am doubtful under the activities of the publishing that they are doing. There are very, very doubtful papers being published. Some papers are being rejected by the peer reviewers, but still it is taking the publishing that. So that is also not a nice thing. Then we have Pharmaceutical Negative Results Journal, Indian Journal of Public Health, Research and Development, and Economics and Business Review, and many related journals at the moment, which are under the category of predatory because of these red flags. Now, anybody, let's have questions.
Yes, we have a number of questions in Q&A.
Let's go.
Let's go. The first question, would you recommend to focus more on white lists or black lists, such as bills?
So that is from the cables. White and black is from the cables. We can focus on any of the list from them. They also are working hard in this area, but I think you have to buy the list, which is not open to public. So I don't have seen any of the list, but I have worked with them also with cables when David was there. Another Simon was there when I was with the Simon. Simon is in a different company now. So at that time I had that access, but now at the moment I don't have, but I know their criteria. Their criteria are really very good. You can go with their list if that is the case, black and white. Their white list is good and their black list is also good.
Okay, so both are necessary or important. Okay. Second question we have, if you submit your article to a predatory journal, will it be visible on the predatory journal website? Will it then having a working DOI number?
Yeah, so if you publish with a predatory journal, they will publish your paper. Now, if you want to get it removed, this is the question, or you are looking for DOI? What is the question, David?
The question is, if you submit your article to a predatory journal, will it be visible on the predatory journal website?
No, it's not visible on the predatory journal website. The journal is discontinued, and it is itself is a kind of a question mark that why a journal is discontinued. A journal is discontinued because of the publication ethics and publication concerns. That means it's a predatory journal. We are not giving a stamp, or we are not stamping anyone publishing in a predatory journal, but why the journal is being removed and why a journal is showing an outlier behavior. It shows that you are also publishing intentionally in a wrong journal. So there is no category and there is no demarcation of predatory journal that it is a predatory journal. But yes, we know that it's a predatory journal, and the higher authorities also know that the journal is into bad practices. And there will be not written predatory on your paper. But once it is retracted, or if it is removed from the databases, it is the kind of predatory one. So please do not publish with them. As and when you have any inquiry, you write to us at our email ID, cdfnd@gwa.mit.edu. We do not want your research. Do not send us your research paper. Do not send us the title of your research also. Just send us the name of the journal, and we will get back to you in 48 hours. We're giving you the full authentic information of that particular journal. If it is on planet Earth, we have that access. So just send us the name of the journal. We will really help you out.
Yeah, but sir, I think the question here was if there is a predatory journals do have their own websites, right?
Yeah.
It may be removed from Scopus or other databases, but will
have the
that
website.
article remain on the predatory journals website?
Yes, the article will remain there until unless you mail them to remove the article from there. You have to remove digital footprints of that paper from everywhere. Once the digital footprints are removed, then you can submit to some other journal. Because if you submit to that paper to me, first you have to sign an agreement that it hasn't been published here anywhere. So if you sign a forged document, and after that we come to know that you will be blacklisted, that your paper is somewhere else, you're sending it to us. But if you want to remove the digital footprints genuinely, we can do that also together. We will write the mail together to them. And if the journal does not remove that, we will give the complaint to the other WIPO and other agencies also, and we can write to COPE also on that.
So when it is visible on the predatory journal website, does it have a working DOI number?
No, it will never have. They will never provide you the DOI number because they are predatory.
Yeah, that was the question. Yeah. David, go ahead.
Genuine journals with DOI number will not be doing the predatory practices, because if you go to the, I'll just show you one exercise that is at this. It is not very, very easy to get the DOI number. For a journal, if you go to this, that is the, just a second, I have that link open. I will just open. Here it is. I'll just show you the process. The process is very difficult. There's a lot of data involved, a lot of metadata involved, because we are making a paper machine readable. This is information like this. This is our journal name, the abbreviation, but this is the DOI, the URL. So each and everything has to be done manually for each and every paper. So once you are publishing thousands of papers, you will not do this activity. You will not issue them this number like I am at the moment doing. Right? And then to submit it, and then there is a lot of information. Then you have to give the data to the references also. You have to give all the references to them also. So you go to this simple text query, and all the references of the papers have been added there. And once it has been added, like I'll give you the example like this, you copy, put it here, submit, and they will verify the references, which are the original ones, which are the genuine one. The report will come in 5 seconds. Here it is. So you have to deposit it and do a lot of activity. It's not easy. One paper will take you around 15 to 20 minutes. And once we are publishing thousands of papers, you will not have this much of time with you, right? So predatory journals will not provide you the DOI, working DOI. They will just provide you the number, but it will not be working here at DOI.org, which is the main agency for that. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
David, next question.
Yes, we have a question here. What about the papers which remain available on Scopus from these predatory journals? Is there any red flag on Scopus itself to alert researchers?
No, there is no red flag. The red flag is that if the number is surging, and going into thousands, this is the first red flag. And then different kind of research papers from the areas not related to that journal. So because they take a lot of time, they have a big data. The Scopus team has a big data. There are thousands of journals with them. There are thousands of papers. So electrically and mechanically and manually, it is not possible for them to check each and every journal. So people like us, with them helping each other, we show them some of the journals, we mail them, and sometimes they quickly remove those journals. Sometimes they take a time. And once they're taking time, the journal is feeding themselves with papers. So yes, it is important, and I have written to them many times that if it is possible, if we can remove the backdated useless papers also. If I know a journal which has 1,000 backdated fraud papers in it. So I have written to them to remove them, because we are by mistake taking them into our databases also for citations. Because if you go to the VOS viewer and if we go do the bibliometric analysis, sometimes that garbage also comes into our original research. So we need to carefully see when we do that systematic research, that the Prisma model, in the Prisma model, that we have to remove those unnecessary journals. So go for the predatory journals list and do not take any paper from these predatory journals. Do not take any paper from these predatory journals. There might be thousands of paper at the moment in the databases. It's not easy, and it's not possible to remove all the papers of 2018, 19, 20, or 21, because their SJR and other rankings will also, there is a big shift and change. So rankings are out also. So my advice is to remove those journals through your Prisma, through your research and systematic literature review.
Thank you.
But the there.
Vishal, anything to add from your side?
Yeah, I just wanted to add a few things to what Dr. Narula said. Yeah, I also saw some questions around whether Scopus should stop indexing those problematic journals. And so let me make one thing very clear, and Dr. Narula, please back me up. Scopus does a high level of quality check before indexing any journal into the database, and I'm sure other databases as well. The issue with predatory journals is no journal is born predatory. Journals turn predatory over a period of time.
Yeah, they misuse, Vishal, they basically misuse your platform. They
Yes.
enter your platform, they stay genuine for 1 or 2 years. It has
Exactly.
happened with also. So they misuse the platform of Scopus. They know that through Scopus, they can earn a lot of money because of their good and their assumption, they are very good. And because of that assumption, they misuse that. And after 3rd year, because once you see a journal, they turn predatory in 3rd or 4th year. On average, on 3rd or 4th year, never on the 1st or 2nd year.
Yeah.
So but there are traits, there are red flags. So be very, very careful from those traits and red flags.
Yeah. So my point was, yes, exactly. That's what Dr. Narula said. Journals turn predatory. Once they turn predatory and they are reported, Scopus does an annual check twice every year. And in those checks, they find out those journals, and any journal that is found to be in that category is removed. And you can see these updated lists. When you download the Scopus source list from Scopus, you will see a tab that shows discontinued titles. So all those titles are removed and they are showcased there for everyone to see. Answering the question about removing articles retrospectively, yes, there are cases when articles have been removed retrospectively, and that's again involves a lot of process and a lot of checking again. So yes, it is done. And we are taking necessary measures to make sure that the database is as clean as possible. But again, as Dr. Narula said, journals turn predatory over time. And we do a regular check to ensure that Scopus is clean from these journals, and so do other databases as well. Yeah, this is all I had to add. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Vishal. I have a few questions on my list. We're good on time. Dr. Nola, you haven't mentioned marketing behavior on predatory journals. How can you detect from emails to potential authors if journals are questionable?
Yeah, usually they send you an email that the journal is about to start and please send us your paper. And those journals are standalone they are with standalone publishers. You do not know about them. You haven't heard about them. I will show you a lot of junk mails, which I usually get from these predatory journals. I'll show you my personal as well as my official email account. If it is there, I'll just open it in 1 second. And you will see there is a lot of junk mails which are there from the different publishers that we have read your research somewhere. Please send your paper to us. Also, we will publish in 48 hours. The name is also very unique. A standalone publisher, you haven't heard about them. And they will say that they are in index company, they are into the other fake agencies. They are into Crossref. Crossref is not fake, but Crossref does not do any kind of indexing. They just provide you the DOI and they work in the metadata agency, but they misuse it, misuse in that. So if I go to the junk email here, I will just show you some of the useless email which I get from these journals. So emails, mostly the important journals will not give you the email. The guest editor might send you the emails, but the journals which are working very high and have high repute, of high site score, and of high impact factor will never give you the email for call for paper. You go to their website and you submit as per their guidelines and submission things. They will never come to you. So it is very, very important to understand that why a journal is sending you the mails for sending a paper to them. So that is an important point for understanding that. I'll just show you an example because there are many mails that we get. If they're here, let's go to this. Here it is. So World Journal of Biological and Pharmaceutical Research, Volume 3, Issue 2, call for paper. From where they have got my email ID, I don't know. They usually go to the university website and take the email IDs from there and just send. This is a 110% predatory journal. Right? Nominal article processing charges 30 USD. You know that India is a kind of third world country, so they send us $30. When they send it to European countries, it will be $130. And you can see, just look at the email ID, zealjournals.com, a standalone kind of publisher whom we do not know. These are the kind of things. And by mistake, if one of them enters the Scopus databases or the Clarivate databases, for 1 year, it will publish 10 papers or 15. From third, second, fourth year, it will start manipulating the data and everything. Because the CSAB, Content Selection and Advisory Board, only checks for the first year. And if the first year is good of this journal, they might give this journal a chance. Nowadays, they're also very strict. They're not giving chances to the Asian journals and these kind of standalone journals. There's a lot of awareness is there. But still, if a journal enters, you need to see that what are they publishing. Just match the journal idea with the research papers. You will be able to catch the red flag, able to catch the predatory journal on your own without anybody's help. And I've just seen the question also that whether our app, yes, our app is more updated. It's real time. We are working day and night in the area of this field, and we have the copyrights also. So our app is totally, you can say, updated with the list of all the fraud journals in the market at the moment. There may be more, but we have at around 150 journals, and we are updating. We will be updating them more because we have considering the list of discontinued list of Scopus also. We are considering the discontinued list of Clarivate also, and we are having our list also. So 3 lists are being added there.
Yeah, just to add on the point of marketing behavior, there are, however, some quality good journals that usually they may send emails to their authors when they are publishing any special issues. So at
For
that time,
for special issues is there because it is the responsibility of the guest editor to bring the papers. So
Yes.
guest editor can send it, but this kind of journal which you do not know, Sage can send it, Elsewhere can send it, Springer Nature can send it, PLOS can send it. Now, there was earlier a question also when I was in the previous, they asked me that why, how much time a journal should take. So I had an example, a unique example of my own research paper which got selected. Here it is. It is in PLOS. So it is SCIE with 5 impact factor. You just look at this. The paper we submitted, it is a multi-country study of 8 countries of COVID-19. The paper we submit was on 16th May 2022. And the decision in process that we have got that it has been accepted with minor and major modifications in May 23. So it will usually take 6 months to 1 year to reach to a good conclusion, to a good research paper where there are many authors involved. There is a lot of data involved. If somebody is giving you an acceptance in around 15 days or in 25 days, it is very, very downgrading the entire research process. It is not possible. Even we are running a journal. It is a biannual journal. We always give the acceptance of around 4 or 5 months. I, as an editor-in-chief, always give the acceptance in around 4 or 5 months. So be very, very careful from early acceptances and early publication gimmicks also. So you can see just this example.
Thank you, Doctor. I have 2 remaining questions on my list. How do you differentiate between new authentic journals from disadvantaged countries having basic websites and predatory journals, as new journals may not be indexed by popular databases like Scopus?
New journals may not be indexed, but their website should be genuine. The editorial board should be genuine. The editorial board should be with the original email ID. So let me show you an original journal. So there is a journal named Asia Pacific Journal of Business Administration. There are many original journals, but this is the one which I follow because I have published in this journal. If you look at the website, it is on the Emerald. You just look at this. Every kind of information is there. Even if it is an original journal or even if it is a first year journal, everything is there. You go to the editorial team, just look at the official email IDs. Why are they not running with the Gmail ID? Because official email IDs are required. In our journal also, all the editorial board people has the official email IDs. You go to their indexing and matrices, everything is in black and white. If they're not in Clarivate, they're not in Clarivate. If they do not have the impact factor, they do not have the impact factor. They're not fudging it. They're giving you the Scopus, which is site score. Site score has equally importance as well as the impact factor. So you can track it monthly. So they're updating it monthly. So if it is a new journal and a genuine journal, they have to put everything on the website. There should not be any kind of misinformation, disinformation, and fake news if they are genuine. And let's wait for them in getting into the databases. We also enter the databases after 3 years. Let me show you an example of an Indian journal, which is the only media journal from India, which is in the databases of Scopus. We started in 2015. In 2019, after 4 years of hard work, we entered the Scopus databases. And at the moment, we are #1 in India and #5 in Asia. Just look at the website. A genuine website with all the databases, with all the recognition. We are the signatories of DORA also. Our name is in I4A also. Our name is in I4C also. We are into the Scopus databases also. Let's go to the editorial board. If you click at the member, you will see all the original information. You can contact the member with their official email IDs and the pictures and everything. If you go to the chief editor, you have my details. Why? Because we wanted to give this details from day one. So a journal, which is a 1-year-old journal, if it is authentic, it will look like an authentic journal. There is no problem in publishing with that journal, and that journal will be indexed whether in Clarivate or in elsewhere or in ABDC or in ABS if it is genuine for 1 year.
Thank you. Question I have here is, do you have any advice for if you sign away the publication rights of your article to a predatory journal?
Location rights to the?
If you sign away the publication rights of your article to a
You can
predatory
write
journal.
them to delete you can write them to delete your paper from that predatory journal. You can simply write to them. If they do it, your paper will be removed, but we need to remove the digital footprints also. The second thing is, when a paper is online, sorry, it will be automatically indexed by Google Scholar. So we have to see if it is indexed by Google Scholar Google Scholar also. So we have to write to Google Scholar also to remove that paper. So you can revoke your publication rights, but it's up to them whether they will remove your paper from there or not, because they're predatory. They might not reply to your mail also because they've taken your research, they've taken your money also. So that is a question that needs to be answered with the examples that what they do with that mail. So first you write a mail to them, and you can mark a copy to me also, and let's see if we have to remove, because digital footprints can be removed and you need to remove if you want to survive more into the academy.
Thank you. Vishal, any
No, I think that's it. We have answered, I think, almost all the questions.
You have my details, everyone. You have my
Yeah.
details. You can email me. You can download the app. On the app also, we have written
Okay.
contact us. You can contact us from there. You are. I can in the chat box. I'm putting my number
Yeah.
on.
I think, sir, I think before you do that, there is a question that I see come up, and yeah, in the question also, what we want your comments on MDPI, because this is something, yeah, we've been getting a lot. So what is your take on MDPI?
Most of the MTPI journals are getting into the category of predatory. We are putting them under the red flag. And the red flags are they're publishing large number of papers. You go to sustainability, 13,000 papers in a year. It's impossible. You just cannot. They say that there are high number of people with them, but it's not possible to peer review in one journal 13. They are having 198 journal, more than 198 journals in the Scopus databases, which is, if you collect all the papers, it will be millions of papers in a year, peer reviewed and published in 10, 15 days. And if I say, I will just give you the example, an interesting example of one of the MDPI journals. So I'll go to my notes. There is a tweet by Nick. So it is says that one way to boost your publication count is to guest edit an MDPI open access special issue and then be an author on 24 out of 42 papers like Roman Fidu. I didn't believe in that, but then I go to that link. So I copied that link. I went to that journal. I will also go with you, and I saw it is there. So these are the kind of news which are being published, and see that there are doubts. There are doubts on that what is happening. So I will go to this special issue, and it was again a special issue in which this has happened. And so that is the point that when I ask myself that what is there. So yes, there are problems with them, but I'm not sure that why are they not understanding or why are they not working on it. Even the Clarivate has also, if I go to the Clarivate one, Clarivate has also removed one of their main journals from the impact factor. I just have to see the name, but the journal is removed by the Clarivate from the impact factor. So it was, I think, there was a news also. I will send all these links to all the participants. So just give me, I just show you that link, Clarivate. MDPI journals. So this was the story. Clarivate revealed that the two MDPI journals failed the content relevance criteria, highlighting publications that were deemed outside the scope of the journal and not to do quality with the publication on 31st March 2023. We formally appealed the decision to discontinue this. So this is MDPI's answer to that. But here is that story by Clarivate Web of Science. These are some of the blogs which are, remember, the two papers, two journals have been discontinued. And in my eye also, in various research, I've seen that some of the journals, some of the special issues, like this special issue, which I saw you in the here, is not doing the justice to the entire research. So that is this journal. So my views are maybe different from others, but at the moment I give them very, very less marks in terms of publishing good research.
Thank you, Dr. Vishal, anything to add from your side?
Yeah, I think Dr. Narula is right. I mean, the point is there are different views on MDPI across the globe, right? And I see why I was expecting this question. You know, it came up in the end, but we do understand there are different views from across the globe around MDPI journals, and rest assured, Scopus and the entire team is doing the evaluation as we speak as well. Clarivate may have removed one or two journals, but then the others are still there. So there's a lot of question mark around this. So we are working on it, and please be rest assured about these databases. We are doing our best to ensure the best quality research is available to you, and we'll keep doing that. So make sure to check the Scopus list on a regular basis to see what journals are discontinued, what are indexed. If you are updated with that list and the other databases, I think you're good to go.
Thanks.
Any other questions, David?
No, I think we answered them all.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Dr. Narula, for this insightful webinar. It was quite interactive. We had a lot of questions. There were a lot of examples that you've shared. And I think that's what stays with people when we see live examples. And we're really thankful and honored to have your presence here. I'm sure as I can see in the comments, you know, people really enjoyed the content of the webinar. But again, we would request all of you to please share your feedback on the survey link that we will share with you via a follow-up email after this webinar. We'll share all the links along with Dr. Narula's contact details. So if there is any burning question that still comes up to you, or if there is any journal that you would like to verify and take suggestions from Dr. Narula, please feel free to share it, and he'll be able to answer back within 48 hours, right, sir?
Yeah, 48 hours.
Okay.
And I've given you the WhatsApp number also. I'm very active on WhatsApp. So as and when there's a query of any of the paid journal, be very, very careful where to, when to pay. we verify that also, that whether that journal requires the APC or it is somebody else who is asking the money. Paper brokers are there and paper mills are there, ghost writers are, so we catch almost all of them. So we have the full in-depth knowledge. So you can write to us. Do not send your research. I'm again repeating, do not send us your research. Just send us the detail of the journal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So once again, I would like to thank all the participants. I'd like to thank my colleague David for helping me out with the question and answers. And of course, Professor Narula, as wonderful as always. Thank you. And we will see you again at our next webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.